Good morning. So today I want to talk to you about a kind of 9-month transformation I went through where I dropped from about 184 pounds or just over 13 stone to 144 pounds to 10.5 stone. Okay, so 9 months, I didn't cut out sugar. I didn't cut out carbs. I didn't spend my entire life in the gym. I wasn't getting 10,000 steps every day. And the best bit, 4 years on, because this was back in 2020, 4 years on, I am still a size 10 and a healthy weight. And you might be thinking, okay, I'm interested, but how? So I want to tell you what I did differently, because believe you me, I struggled with my weight all my life. So I want to talk about why was this journey, this time different. I also want to talk to you about getting my brain to buy in, okay? Because this is important. So we're going to talk about brain buy-in. And last but not least, we are going to talk about making sure that you still eat the cake / chocolate or whatever your vice of choice is. For me, cake. So first things first, why was this time different? Because like most people, I had tried all the things, all right? I had tried slim fast shakes, I'd tried fasting, I'd tried weight loss patches stuck on my skin, herbal weight loss remedies bought online, having a stitch put in my ear for acupressure that I had to rub instead of eating, copious amounts of cardio. I had tried all of those things and none of them worked for any length of time. So why was this time different? Basically, because I got the right support and we talked about brain, which is why the next thing we're going to talk about is getting your brain to buy in. Mindset, for me, was a game changer, and making the changes I made something that I could actually do long term, making them sustainable. So let's look at how that sort of happened for me. What sort of things did I do? So firstly, believing that you can change, guys, it takes time. There was no big light bulb all of a sudden where I thought, this is it, this is the rest of my life, I'm changing. Do you know, over those 9 months, it was like a dripping tap. It was little things over time. Every time there was a little win, every time I was able to do something that I never used to be able to do, or each time I took a photograph and I could see a slight change, yeah, little by little, all these little changes, they added up, and being able to see those little changes building up over time, that's what gave me the momentum to keep going when it got tough. Because believe you me, it did get tough, and there were times when I just thought, I don't want to do this anymore, I can't be chuffed, it's too much like hard work. You know, I'd be lying if I said it wasn't. There were difficult times. One of the great things that got me through those difficult times was having a coach. I cannot emphasize enough the importance of having the right support if you want to change your life, all right? I had a coach. Alex was my coach. Alex is the sports dietitian, and he was my coach. Regular check-ins with him, weekly progress reports, all that kind of stuff kept me focused. He also would set me like little challenges, little goals, but they were achievable. So some of the things, like for example, when I started doing the program, it was kind of like, do you know what, you should be aiming for 10,000 steps a day. Now that's fine, and I would quite happily, as a perfectionist, do 10,000 steps a day, but I couldn't do 10,000 steps every day. I mean, I was a girl that could finish a day's work on less than 1,000 steps, having only drunk 2 cups of tea in the entire 12-hour shift. Do you know what I mean? So to go from that to 10,000 steps a day was too big a jump. So he would set me these little goals, you know, hit 5,000 steps. Now hit 5,000 steps 3 days in a row, that kind of thing. So having that right support and having him setting me little goals that were the right goals for me meant that I didn't try and do all the things and fail and then throw the baby out with the bathwater by going, oh, well, I can't do this, it's pointless, it's hopeless, and giving up. I think one of my other goals was to drink 4 glasses of water in a day, you know, and then drink 4 glasses of water 3 days in a row, and then drink 5 glasses of water. You know, it was all these little things. And the other thing I did, guys, was I set up a tracker. I get little certificates. Like when I hit one of the challenges, I would do a little certificate for myself, okay, and then pin it up on a notice board, because those kind of little yay I did that seem like written down. They are the kind of things that keep you going when it gets tough, when you think I can't be bothered, and your mojo just mojo's off, because it does, you know, that's the truth of the matter. Second biggie that I mentioned before, getting your brain to buy in to what you are doing. Now, when I started back in 2020, right, I was very firmly in the perimenopausal group. Okay, that's where I sat. So I believed that I was at a stage where weight loss was impossible and weight gain was pretty much inevitable. I'd always struggled with my weight as well, right from being a kid. You know, I was always one of the larger ones of my group of friends, okay? So I'd struggled, I'd tried all these diets, I'd always failed. So I believed that nothing worked for me. I was perimenopausal, I was at that stage of my life where weight gain was inevitable and nothing had worked for me in the past, so why would it work now? So that was the kind of mindset, I suppose, that I went into this journey with. Add to that, I've always been an all or nothing girl. You know, perfect. I would do whatever diet plan perfectly. I would do whatever exercise plan perfectly. But the trouble is, I work full time, I work hard, I have 3 kids, running a house. And the truth of the matter is, it's impossible to be perfect all the time when you have a life and commitments and obligations and other people to think about. It just doesn't work, okay? So historically, what I would do would be, I'd be perfect, and then I wouldn't be perfect. I would tell myself that I had failed, and then I would drown my sorrows, shall we say, with cake, okay? Or if I missed an exercise session, I would spend the entire week being a couch potato because, you know, if I can't do it perfect, what's the point? All right? The truth of the matter is, getting my brain on board was learning to undo that thought process. I had to find a balance. I had to find the level that was right for me, okay? Some of the things that I did, working on negative self-talk. Now, I am not like a whole stand in front of the mirror affirmations kind of girl. It doesn't work for me, right? But hearing myself saying, oh, I can't do that, and hearing my mother's voice going, there's no such word as can't, that helps, all right? Yeah, when you find yourself going, oh, I'm too old for that, saying, actually, do you know what? Is that a fact? Am I too old for that? No, I'm not. Yeah. So these kind of just picking yourself up when you hear your brain saying something unhelpful, going, actually, brain, I'm not convinced about that. Yeah. The other thing that I did to help my brain get on board as well was to change my focus. So when I started out on this journey, I was totally focused on weight. It was all about weight loss. Over time, that's changed, and now I'm focused on strength and I'm focused on health. It's not about weight and appearance, it's about strength and it is about health. And fact, scales are hideous. I can stand on the scales, right, one morning, I can have a day where I eat normally, and I can stand on the scales the following morning and I can put a kilogram on, okay? I can gain 2, 3, 4 pounds in 24 hours because I'm a girl. And that's what girls' bodies do. So changing the focus from weight to health was a massive, massive game changer, okay? Instead of looking at weight, look at how do them tight jeans fit? Are they feeling tighter or are they feeling looser? How many flights of stairs can I get up without feeling breathless? How far can I walk without me pain playing up? Because I do have arthritis in various bits and pieces. You know, these kind of things. Not only are they more reliable measures of your health and wellness, they're far more important than the numbers on the scale. Who gives a monkeys about what the number on the scale says anyway? You're the only person that ever sees it unless you tell somebody. You know, how I feel nowadays is far more important to me than how I look or what I wear, okay? And that is something that was an insidious change over the course of the doing this program, okay? One of the other things that I would say, guys, that's going to really help you get your brain on board is surround yourself with your tribe. Find your tribe, right? Now, doing this program, I got into the inner circle, all right? And the people in there are just incredible. Every single one has got like a story that's just totally inspiring. And when you are surrounded by other people that get you, they understand where you're coming from, they understand the tricky bits, they understand the great bits, and they properly celebrate when you have a win, when they go, yes, that's awesome, and you get to do the same for them. being surrounded by that positivity and that, do you know what, why not give it a go? What happens if it works? It has like this massive rub-off effect on you and your own brain and your own self-belief. So finding your tribe, guys, finding that community of people that lift you up, that is priceless for the brain. Guys, there's a link I think that you guys can click on, with some fat loss trainings. It's gonna tell you about some of these strategies, some of the things that you can do to help you, and it's all sorts of useful, helpful tips. So if any of this is useful, click on it, have a little read, all right? The third and final thing, and I know that this is what you've been waiting for since the start of this video, right? Making sure I still ate the cake. You're thinking to yourself, how did she drop over 3 stone and still eat the cake? I know, I love cake, right? Now you can replace that with chocolate or whatever your particular thing is, right? But for me, personally, a life with no cake is no life. That's a sad fact, all right? A life of no cake is no life. And also, guys, I'm an emotional eater. I am a child of the 70s. If we were sad, we got fed. If we were hurt, we got fed. If we were celebrating, we got fed, okay? Food is both a celebration and a comfort for me, and it has been for 50 years now. And that is not going to change. And to be honest with you, I don't particularly want it to change. I identify now as an emotional eater, all right? And I also recognise that if I said no all the time to some of the things like trifle that have brought me joy since my birthday parties of the 70s, then I'm going to be a little bit miserable, okay? So actually changing that and saying, do you know what? I will have that slice of cake. But saying I'll only have a little bit and saying no sometimes and saying yes sometimes and finding that balance, finding that moderation. Folk used to say to me in my youth, and you've probably heard this, a little bit of what you fancy does you good. And it's true. If you spend your entire life going, oh no, I'm sorry, I'm on a diet. Oh no, I'm sorry, I can't, I'm on a diet. Oh, I'm sorry, I can't. How miserable is that? Sometimes nowadays I'll say, no thank you, not today because I'm training for a marathon. Because I am. Who knew? Like, seriously? But other days I'll be like, do you know what? I'll eat that cake today, thank you, because I am training for a marathon and I think I deserve it. And that's all right too, isn't it? The trick is balance. The trick is moderation. Eat food you love. That is the first tip in order to get this balance and sort that out for you, all right? Remember, you are eating for your health, but also for your enjoyment, guys, all right? So don't be saying I'm dieting all the time. Eat the stuff you enjoy. Just make sure that most of the stuff that you enjoy is your healthier stuff, is your nutritious stuff, fruits, vegetables, lean proteins, that kind of stuff. You should be kind of aiming for approximately 80% of the sort of healthy bracket stuff and 20% of the, do you know what, it's a Freddo. Yeah, makes sense. This is what balance is. And there'll be some days where your balance is 60-40 for the healthy, and other days where it's 90-10 in favour of the healthy. And there'll be some days where the balance is 10 on the healthy and 90 on the unhealthy. But so long as those days are in the minority and you get this balance, that's what works. That's what's meant that 4 years on, I'm still sat at a size 10 because I've found a balance that works for me. All right? You need to find a balance that works for you. The one other little tip I've got about eating the cake, right, is fill your boots. You might be thinking, what, fill your boots with cake? No, maybe not fill your boots with cake, but whatever you do, guys, do not go hungry. If I am hungry, that is when I will grab the nearest bit of convenience food and Miss Hollow Legs here, fill my boots on it. Right, okay? So, don't go hungry. Remember, if you feel hungry, eat. Do try and have a glass of water first because bodies are really annoying, right? And sometimes you actually think you're hungry and you're not, you're actually thirsty. So, try and drink a glass of water first. But if you are hungry, eat. For goodness sakes, don't be miserable. Just eat. Just eat high volume foods. You know, stuff that's got high water, high fibre content, soup, salads, that kind of thing. Yeah? Fill your boots. Do not go hungry, but fill your boots with foods that aren't going to add a load of excess calories. All right? So there you go. Strategies. How have we got from where I was to where I am? I hope it's been interesting. I hope it's been helpful. I hope it's not dragged on too long. And If you want to click on the follow-up video, that's the links below for 8 pillars of sustainable weight loss. Honestly, genuinely, 4 years, guys. I'd say that's pretty sustainable, eh? So click on the link and have a little nosy. Hope you've enjoyed. Have an awesome rest of day. I am going to go and have a bath because I worked out this morning. And to be honest with you, I've got that post-work exercise little bit of on now, which is why I'm wrapped in a blanket. It's been a pleasure speaking to you. Take care. Tatty bye.